Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's coffee chat. Well, perhaps I shouldn't say coffee chat. Perhaps today I should say today's water chat, because water or getting enough fluids is what's on my mind today. I mean, we're a couple of days before the long weekend, the Victoria Day long weekend, the unofficial kickoff to summer, and so no surprise, I have hydration on my mind. Now, before I get into that, I want to say hello, welcome to all of our new community members. So great to have you stopping by here. And I want to encourage you to click the subscription button below and the little notification bell, because each week, each Thursday morning at 7 a.m., I invite you on in to my kitchen through the magic of YouTube to have a cup of coffee and a casual chat about what's on my mind regarding food and nutrition. Practical tips, philosophical things, mindset things, just the sort of stuff that my friends, my colleagues kind of pick my brain about whenever we grab a coffee. So you're now part of that friendship and colleague group, so come on into my kitchen each Thursday morning, and I want you to know that you're invited and be reminded by getting that notification by subscribing and hitting the little notification bell. Fluids, getting enough hydration. That's what's on my mind today. Really, when I'm working with individual clients, I find that when I'm doing my nutrition assessment of them, I always ask them about their hydration habits, how much water they're drinking. And I find that people really fall into two distinct groups. One group, they're doing great with drinking a lot of water, and so all I do is I give them two good thumbs up and say, please continue this excellent habit. The other group, even before I get into saying, I don't think you're drinking enough, they tell me, they're like, I know, I don't drink enough water. I should drink more. I just can't seem to make it happen. So if that sounds like you, this is the video for you, because I'm going to be sharing with you my tips, my strategies for how to actually make it your habit to drink enough water. So today I'm not talking about what my recommendations are for how much water to drink. Today is a really practical video for how to make it happen, because that's what I really have committed my career to, you could say my life to, is that I want to make sure that people actually have healthy habits, healthy eating habits. So I study the science of nutrition, but I don't stop there. I really dig deep and have become an expert in healthy eating habits or behavior change, the science of behavior and how we create habits. Because it's one thing to know what you should do. I'm a kid growing up in the 80s. We taught one of our my favorite cartoons had the opening line of knowing is half the battle. And it's true, knowing what to do is half the battle, but it's only half the battle. The other half is actually doing it. And so that's what I'm getting into today, is how to actually do it, how to drink enough water. And there's tips that you might have heard before, but some that I really never see people talking about. So are really quite unique tips that I've figured out and I want you to benefit from. So first tip, how to drink enough water. What the behavior change research really shows us is that when we want to adopt a new habit, the easiest way to do it is to add it on to an already existing routine of habits. I like to think about it as beads on a necklace, and all of these habits are existing beads on the necklace, and we're just threading one more on. So look in your life for times when you have set routines that you don't even think about, and how can we add some water to those. For example, when you wake up first thing in the morning, what do? Do you go straight into the bathroom, pee, shower, get all ready that way? If so, what I recommend is to add drinking a glass of water happening right in the bathroom there. right? Maybe you're shaving, drink a glass of water then. Maybe you're zhuzhing up the hair each day. So while you're blow drying or got the curling iron out or whatever you get up to, drink a glass of water then. Or maybe when you get up in the morning, you hightail it straight to the kitchen to put that kettle on to get that coffee percolating. Add a glass of water then. If you're filling up that kettle, fill up a glass of water and drink it while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Or drink a glass of water while you're waiting for the coffee to percolate or your espresso machine to do its magic. Those are some great opportunities. Next, do you drive to work? Do you have a driving commute? If so, I recommend adding when you're heading out the door and you're thinking, okay, keys, purse or wallet, phone, water bottle. And as soon as you get in the car, put that water bottle right there in the cup holder. Because yes, that is a cup holder, not a coffee holder in your car. So put the water bottle there, and hey, if you've got that commute 5 days a week, that's 5 mornings when you're going to be drinking some water. And then guess what? You're going home as well by car. So when you're getting back in the car at the end of the day, put that water bottle there. If you've got kids that you're shuttling to and from, or you're doing other errands in the car, just make it a routine. Keys, wallet, phone, water bottle every time you're getting in the car. Some great options. One that I use is that whenever I'm arriving in my office, whether it's my home office here or one of the offices where I see my clients, part of my setting up the work situation for the day, I put a glass of water or a bottle of water down. So I'm opening up the laptop, I'm pulling out the agenda, turning my phone to silent, getting a glass of water. That's just part of the routine now, and as long as I do that, then I drink the water. If I don't put it out, I don't drink enough water. So I've made it part of that just settling in for the day routine. So there's some tips for adding it on to the beads of the necklace of your existing routine. First tip. Second strategy is to set a timer. So if you've got your phone with you, and I mean, who doesn't, simply set it up to have an alarm every once in a while throughout the day to go off. Oh, means I need to drink some water. Or maybe you work at a desk and you have a Google Calendar, an Outlook calendar. Set little reminders in that calendar to buzz. Oh, okay, drink some water at that time. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to add some flavor. The research with kids and sports drinks shows that giving kids sports drinks, one of the ways that they're more hydrating is that when there's the flavor of the sports drinks, kids drink more fluid. Now, we're not going to get into sports drinks today. That's a topic for a whole other coffee chat, but we can use that learning to our advantage here. So adding some flavor will stimulate us for a little pleasure, and our body loves pleasure. So let's use this as a positive hack and use that to drink some more water. So you might want to choose something like fruits, or go more spa-inspired and do some cucumber, maybe some different herbs. Beautiful ways to add more flavor into your water. There's even like infuser bottles and cups that have the little cell for that to put things in, but you don't need to have something fancy like that. You can just plop them right in any water or water bottle. Now, here's a little tip that I recommend, or perhaps don't recommend, a little warning. And that's that you want to be choosing things that aren't acidic more often than acidic things. Because sipping on something acidic all day long can wear away at your tooth enamel. So fine in the mix once in a blue moon, totally fine, but you don't want to be doing lemon water or something else acidic every single day, all day long. Mix it up with different flavors. Which brings me to another great flavor idea. Iced herbal tea. I love to do this in the summer, and I've got my little Silk Road container almost empty. I'm going to need to get restocked for this summer, but I love to do this. You just the night before make a bit of an extra strong pot of herbal tea, refrigerate it overnight, and voila, you've got iced herbal tea, beautiful flavor to enjoy and stimulate you to drink more fluid in the day. Here's the next tip. I've got lots for you today. The next one is to, maybe you've done some of those tips that I've shared. Maybe you've had the glass of water beside your desk and you know what? That full glass of water is still sitting there at the end of the day. Or you bring the water bottle into the car, but not doing any sipping of it. If that's been working for you and it's still not really happening, here's how to take it to the next level. What you want to do is choose a drinking vessel where you can see the water in it. So something like a clear glass or a clear water bottle where you can see the liquid in there. It seems silly, but this is not a conscious thing. We're tapping into the not conscious part of the brain, seeing that liquid there, even just in our periphery beside the computer while we're driving. That's going to get you much more, that's going to make you much more likely to actually drink the water in there. So if you're out buying a new water bottle or choosing what vessel to drink out of at work, say I prefer a glass or something you can see through versus like a mug where you can't see the liquid in there. And here's my last tip, and it's one that I bet you never heard before. So it really isn't talked about, and yet I find is super effective with clients who've been wanting to drink more water and just really struggling to make it happen, just can't seem to make it happen. And that is to choose a beautiful water vessel, a beautiful vessel to be drinking your water out of. It sounds silly, but what we're doing is using our brains, like our brain chemistry, to our advantage. Here's what I'm talking about. When we have something pleasurable, it stimulates our reward center, our dopamine, and it makes us magnetically attracted to it. It makes us want to do that. There's nothing wrong with pleasure. Pleasure is a good thing. Let's use it to our advantage here if we're drinking water. So choose something beautiful to drink your water out of. Choose a beautiful pitcher and have it on the kitchen counter. Choose a beautiful glass that you love and have that beside your desk at work, beside your computer at your work desk. Or choose a beautiful water bottle to have with you as you are here and there on the go. And perhaps you've been noticing the beautiful water bottle that I have here. Look how stunning that is. And I like to always be completely transparent with you guys. So this water bottle was sent to me in PR for free by the Copper Water Bottle Company. Whoa, it's a tongue twister for me. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is beautiful. I'd already been planning to share this coffee chat with you because I wanted to talk about getting enough water with summer coming. And so I was like, oh, this will be a great example to show something that is stunning, a beautiful water bottle to be bringing this point home. Now, when I was taking a peek at their website, I was browsing around and I saw that they have a lot of health information and health claims around drinking water out of a copper bottle. So I wanted to take an opportunity to address my point of view, my 2 cents on that. When I was looking into the research, well, even before that, I was looking into where does this idea come from? And it is an ancient teaching as a part of the Ayurvedic understanding of health, the traditional South Asian understanding. And I have a lot of respect for traditional knowledge. I'm trained in science, so that's what I look to for giving my advice for you. When I looked into the science, I saw that, yeah, there's some pretty cool studies being done in developing countries around keeping water in copper vessels in order to make it safe drinking water. Some really cool stuff happening around that. thankfully, we here in North America, many of us, the majority of us here in developing countries, we have access to safe drinking water for something that, for which I am very, very grateful. So hard to say how applicable that research in the developing countries is for us who are lucky to have access to safe drinking water. There's also a ton of, information and opinions and that, a lot of talk out there around drinking water that has copper in it, alkalining, that sort of thing. It's interesting that considering how much talk there is around that, there's not a lot of scientific evidence regarding that. Really not enough for me to form an opinion for you on it. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm also not saying that it's not true. I'm saying there isn't enough science for me to be able to tell you, yeah, totally true, go for it, or junk, don't buy into that. I just honestly don't have enough information to be able to say that. So from the health benefits of drinking out of a copper vessel, sorry, don't have a lot that I can say on that. But this definitely fits the bill for a beautiful water vessel. And something that I also loved about it is that it's super lightweight. And because, when you're packing your bag in the morning, particularly if you're commuting by transit or walking, or maybe you carry a bag on your bike when you're commuting, the bag can get quite heavy, and something like a glass water bottle can be quite heavy. So I really loved how lightweight this guy is. So I walked to the office, one of my offices, and I'm going to be using that one on my commute. So thank you, Copper Water Bottle, for sharing this with me. And yeah, those are my tips for drinking more water. Do you have some hacks, some tips that have worked for you to drink more water? If so, please share them in the comment box below. I'm sure the community here would love to hear what's worked for other people. If you liked today's video, please let me know. Click the little thumbs up button. Have a great week and a fantastic long weekend. I look forward to seeing you here next Thursday morning.